This is Harbinger Systems webinar, and we have Contractors Aid joining us as a guest webinar speaker, Contractors Aid company. And what we're going to cover today here is address some of the questions that many of our customers and businesses have while choosing a technology partner when they're envisioning to expand their businesses by using mobile apps or by creating mobile apps. So that's what we're addressing today, and it's going to be an interactive webinar, so feel free to write your questions in the chat. Just so that everybody knows, except the panelists, all the rest of the attendees are on mute, but you can type in your question or feedback into the chat part of the GoToMeeting. So let's begin. Here I'm just going to introduce very quickly. I am Seema Chaudhary, and I head Harbinger Systems US offices. Harbinger Systems is a services and product company. We create innovative e-learning products, and our services are focused in various parts of the software industry. We also partner with customers and especially with startups. John Banse, he's the founder of Contractors Aid. Contractors Aid is a company who's designed mobile applications for their customers, and most of their customers are in telecom industry and people who manage or who have to manage on-site employees. And John is a founder of Contractors Aid. Contractors Aid is based out of Sacramento and a fabulous company to work with. In the third picture here, Dinesh is one of our hands-on project lead. He's completely techie and will throw some light on some of the technology side of this aspect of how to choose a technology partner in mobile applications. I just want to make sure that everybody is able to hear me. Mandar, do you want to, or someone from our panels, do you want to just let me know that if I'm able to, if you guys are able to hear me?
I'm able to hear you.
Okay, very good. Very good. So moving here a little onto our agenda. Agenda is pretty simple. What we're going to look at today is a demo of app, and John is going to demo the app. So you can look at it, what's the end product of one of our mobile application development. Secondly, let's sort of touch this aspect of what is mobile app outsourcing and what is a software outsourcing. I'm not going to get very much deep into this, but some of the basic differences between these two and why we are specifically targeting today in choosing a partner for mobile app. And lastly, what you should look into while choosing your mobility partner. And just to sort of give an overview of why we have chosen this topic today is from our own experience. Many of our customers do work with many of the software vendors, as they call, and software vendors are obviously large software companies. But traditionally, people have been, at least the software industry has been providing software services to most of the companies. I think the world is changed today. Most of the startups, most of the large, even corporate businesses need not just a software vendor, but they need a partner who can grow with them, who can support them, who can think with them. And that's why the challenge today between both these aspects, between the end user or the customer and the software provider, is how do they align with each other? Are they providing each other what they want? And is there growth for both of them? So that's why we chose this topic today of not just talking about what a company can provide, but what company can value add to their customers' businesses. quickly jumping into a product demo here, and John, if you can explain us very quickly how you thought about, first of all, doing a mobile app, and why not a web app, and who do you really, who are you serving here, and have you satisfied just from this mobile app what you wanted to do for your customers? So I'll go through some of these slides, and I'm sorry these are just screenshots, but this is a mobile app. And John, I'll hand it over to you. Let me know when to move ahead.
Okay. Well, we basically developed a mobile app and the back-end software as a combined interactive platform to service our own customers. My partners and myself owned a successful telecommunications construction company, and found the need to be able to keep the information flow between the field and the office going, instead of phone calls, texts, and emails, and you're trying to facilitate and consolidate information that was in multiple forms across multiple platforms. So we went from scratch, and with the help of Harbinger, we're able to really innovate a brand new product to where we can, on the fly, you can create a work site based on geolocation, capture information that's relative to that site, like its address, access details, any information about the project details, and then also create events, capture data, pictures, files relative to that site, and share information with the team, kind of like a Facebook feed and connection flow. So
John, John, explain me actually who uses this product, who is this product for, and what's the uniqueness about this product? Is it only tracking, or what does it do to the top line of the business?
The target audience is really anybody in the construction trades that has a mobile workforce that's away from the office, that's on the work site, and you're trying to really capture their presence when you're not physically there to watch them or to see them there. So it's the secret sauce, to say, is the ability for the workforce has to check into a site when they get there, and they're not allowed to check into the site unless they're physically on site. And when they leave, they're automatically checked out. And all of that data rolls up into a back-end accounting system, reporting system that's compatible with any payroll system like Peachtree, ADP, QuickBooks, etc. So the net end result is it saves customers time and money, which is the holy grail of what we look to do in business. And on average, our customers are saving 12 to 15% off their payroll after implementing the tool after 60 days.
Oh, okay.
Highly
successful. I think that's great, yeah. So moving on to the next slide.
This gives you a little idea of the user interface. You're able to see a map of your work site, click on them, go right to a work site page, or you'd be able to see, if you go to the work site page, you see the list of all the powerful features that are available to you, where you have a built-in calendar that integrates with your mobile device, a file repository where you can open, edit, and save files, directions, photos. You can assign tasks and assignments to your workforce and then monitor that they've been completed. Your workforce can post alerts to where something needs to be addressed, and you get push notification and email notifications even if you're at the office or on the other side of the planet. So it really ties and connects a workforce even if they're fragmented just by location. It's been extremely valuable to us as a business and to our customers. And so this is the check-in, check-out feature, which a huge part of choosing your mobile development partner is the ability to overcome problems and innovate new solutions that aren't on the shelf. And we did that every day during the development of this, and Harbinger was an integral part of making Contractors Aid come to life. And this check-in, check-out feature was one of the most difficult things to get right. And they put in countless hours overcoming the solution, and we couldn't have done it without them.
So this check-in, check-out is when a worker or an employee is within a range of the site, is that what it is? So it automatically checks in and checks out?
It doesn't automatically check them in. It will prompt them if they have an option to select a nearby work site notification, to where it's always monitoring, and it'll say you're near work site 51724 in this example, or you can turn that off, and just when you get there, you go to check in. the user and the company can define the geofence around work sites, whether they want it to be very, very narrow around the site, or they wanted to give it maybe a 5-mile radius, and that helps to fluctuate depending on the size of your work site. Some of our enterprise level clients have work sites that are 10, 15 acres large, so you want to have a really big fence. Others are just a small residential home, and you want to have it maybe be 200 yards. So once they're checked in, that's the only time that the device monitors their location, and all it is on a regular basis, it's checking against their current location versus the fence and the GPS coordinates. If they leave that location, they're automatically checked out, and they get a notification that you've been checked out. So this really fine-tunes the payroll and down to the minutest point. We were getting time cards back from our employees, and it was magically they were just rounded up, nice even numbers. I worked 4 10-hour days and 1 9-hour day, and that was never the case. And so when we're able to see the true representation of their time on site, that's where the 12 to 15% savings comes in on payroll. So, and like the slide you have up, a huge part of the saving in time is having access to all of these files and photos and being able to share information from the field to the office and vice versa. If there's an updated set of construction plans that I get and I'm at the office, I'm able to upload that into the platform, and my foreman and crew on site have access to that data immediately, rather than having to wait for it or go check an email, and they have it all in the palm of their hand.
This is, I thought this was very cool that you're able to upload photos. So visually there is, like, proof, sharing of information, addressing troubles. It's right there, and right from the phone.
And this helps validate the amount of work done in a given day. They take pictures when they show up to the work site, so we call those pre-pictures. Then they just go throughout their day, and then when they're leaving, they take pictures of the condition of the work site after. So you see what work was done during the day, and you also see the condition of the work site as they left. So if there's ever a trouble, maybe there's somebody that comes and vandalizes a work site after, instead of your company and your employees being blamed for that damage, you can show that you left the site in a perfect and secure condition.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for explaining us what really the app does for the business. And I'm going to move into some of the other topics, and we'll refer back to John for his experience again in this presentation. So moving to how does really outsourcing, the app outsourcing, is different from software outsourcing. There are a few basic important things here, and the main differences. The app outsourcing or the app development is, it definitely requires supporting multiple platforms, and obviously knowledge of all these platform SDKs. A developer company needs to know all this. There is also form factor, because we are creating a different kind of user experience, and the user experience is mainly on either tablets or mobile phones, and every mobile phone, the real estate that's available is so important. It's very small, so it has to be optimized for multiple devices. So that becomes a completely different aspect of developing mobile apps, other than the software outsourcing, other than the software development. Also, there is cross-platform portability, so you should be able to make the same application work across platforms and devices. The other thing is performance, battery, and memory. Not most of the softwares that we create face this kind of a challenge, and I think in today's mobile world, battery and memory becomes a major performance issue if somebody needs to work only on mobile apps and be productive. So there are some of the important things. Lastly, the most important is App Store submissions. Not all the software development that a company creates there's a requirement for App Store submissions, right? And in mobile app, that becomes one of the sort of ultimate you can call certificate of your app, where your App Store submission is successfully done. And obviously, App Store submission is very dependent on Apple as well as Google. So processes, they keep changing. Experience. Mobile app. Of our webinar today, what do you really know? And when I say mobility, an important thing that are first one that any what experience then are they there's communication gap. And the reason this is important because the time to market my partner, I'm changing from, say a customer has some idea and they're looking into growing that idea into 4 different products. How will my partner scale up with me? Will they support my business roadmap? Another question in our customer's mind is my partner innovative? It's very important in today's world, especially when we're working with startups. Our partner has to understand why innovation is important in a startup or in any business today. Is my partner ready to scale up? Yes. Lastly, the 2 most important things is, can I trust my partner? In a very short period of time, you're going from an idea, a concept at times, to deployment of an app. There's hardly any time to trust building. So how can I trust my partner? And the most important is, will my partner, the technology partner, understand my customer? Because eventually what matters is the end product. Will I be able to satisfy my customers? So I think these are some of the most important questions that we hear on and on from our customers, and it's a good idea to address these while choosing a technology partner. So I'll go very quickly from, in the next 10 slides, because basically they are explaining what are some of the key points in all these 10 important things that a customer thinks. Is the company that I'm hiring, are they financially sound? And do they use best practices in mobile app development? Do they bring the right technology acumen? Do they understand the technology of mobile apps? And can they deliver more value than just saying, oh, do this, do that? Can they bring R&D to the table? So nextly, moving quickly into some of the technology part of it. Here is Dinesh. As I explained earlier, Dinesh is our technology expert in this area. And I'll just hand it over to Dinesh. Dinesh, if you can explain some of the really the key issues here that any customer would look into while hiring a partner. If you can go over that, that will be very helpful.
Yeah, thanks, Seema. Basically, when it comes to this kind of space, mobile space, the application may be application development or may be web development. It involves a wide spectrum of technologies and platforms. What we should look in our partner is if the company has a good knowledge of native toolkits like iOS, Android, etc. for building good native applications. He should also have good knowledge of web toolkits like jQuery Mobile, which support hybrid development, and some toolkits like PhoneGap, which facilitate cross-platform development. So he should be an all-rounder, basically, because these are the main types of apps which are in the market. Looking at the bigger challenge, as you rightly pointed out, Seema, in one of your earlier slides, there is a variety of devices in the market, and this poses a big challenge of hardware diversity, operating system diversity, because there are many versions, many custom operating systems, etc. So a good partner should have an ability to develop applications which support all the targeted set of devices. So whatever the customer needs, if he needs the application for a set of devices, the partner should have ability to support all those devices, and yet whatever code is written should be highly maintainable. So there should be ample experience in the area of third-party API integration also, because that is important. You cannot develop everything, right? So there are many things available in the market which are ready to integrate, and features like navigation, analytics, social media integration, advertisement, online shopping with payment gateways are very important, and most modern applications are incomplete without these features. So the partner should have a good experience integrating these features. For example, social media, like there are several social media sites which provide APIs to integrate, and having experience of the main providers or main sites should come handy. When it comes to mobile, as you pointed out, the form factor, the performance is a crucial aspect when it comes to mobile applications. If the application is using web services or external resources to get data, then those backend services, those web services should be highly scalable and should have a very good response times. As John mentioned, in Contractor Aid application, they have developed the backend themselves, and that comes with a big responsibility that that backend should be very responsive, very scalable, because the number of users in the market is huge, and if your app becomes a popular app, then it can go up to a million of users, and then it can put a lot of pressure on your server. And having this, like if you have all these things with you, then you can surely build good consumer apps and enterprise apps too. Now the other factor is like mobile apps. Very low percentage of mobile apps are independent, right, of any other external entities. So most of the mobile apps are not independent. They are tightly connected to a variety of existing backend and cloud-based systems which are responsible for maybe core processes, databases, authentication, security mechanisms, and this becomes a very good factor. So backend integration, securely integrating the backend with the mobile app is very important, because it is very crucial for the performance, many factors like performance, maintenance overhead, scalability, time to market, compliance. So it is very important that the partner has a very sound knowledge on how to efficiently and securely bind the mobile app with the backend. Now, when it comes to domain and framework level experience, like it is from this experience, we learn what should be used at the right place. So basically, there are a lot of frameworks available in the market, and the partner should be wise enough to choose the right tools for the right job.
Would you share, Dinesh, any tools, or how do people really do this?
Yeah, okay. So,
about the tools.
For example, when it comes to testing these applications, these mobile applications, tools are very important. During the development phase, it comes to unit testing, like if I want to give example, tools like JUnit or OCUnit are of good help. And aspects like finding memory leaks in the application or something like that, we can use tools like static analyzer or app verifier for identifying if your application is sound or are there any memory leaks. So as I said, when it comes to mobile applications, performance is the key. You need to have a very good response time, and the application should be scalable. So there is a tool called Charles which helps us to analyze performance issues or bottlenecks. And then to testing, as I said, is a big challenge because simulating a huge number of users, huge number of devices is a challenge, and automating the scenarios is again a big challenge. So if you want something which can help you in automation, there is a tool called a C-test, which allows us to record scenarios and replay them multiple times so that you can put scenario-based load to be specific on the applications.
So Dinesh, this is actually a very wide sort of spectrum of skill set, functionality that's required in delivering a mobile app. And my last bullet, as I said here, and what kind of what is the talent mix that a customer should look into in the partner team? Because this is a very wide spectrum, the way I see this.
Yeah, correct. You're very true, Seema. Like the success largely depends on the people who work at the grassroots level. As you rightly said, we should hire correct people for the correct job. That's the key. And this domain is like more of this space. Like it depends on the user experience kind of thing. So the richer the user experience, the more user friendly the app is. The customers will like it better, and there is a high chance that it will become successful. So you need creative people. Along with that, you need some very technologically sound people in your team too. So you should hire people who have a background of creative design, and then you should have a mix of people who are technically really sound. And if we talk about, to be specific, what kind of people we need technologically is we need to cover all three basic technologies. Like for example, Java for Android, Objective-C for iOS, .NET for the Windows Phone. These are the three big platforms on which app development happens in today's world. We need some very good graphics designers or UX expert. As I said, UX is a big factor, and at least a few people who have experience in designing or have worked as developers on web services, because we need to access external resources from the mobile application, and these web services should be highly available and scalable, because as I said, the number of users can go up very quickly if your app becomes popular, and then you need to support them through your server architecture, and that architecture should be highly scalable, and it should be a high availability kind of architecture.
Very good. That was I think fabulous information. And for some of our attendees, we will share the names of the tools that Dinesh mentioned, and we will share it in an email so everybody can see what's important here. When you're talking about the scaling, I think the next important topic is security. How does actually a customer is assured that the apps are secure, especially when they're used with viral and social media and spread so much throughout the globe, can be spread throughout the globe, right? So how does this work?
Yeah. Rightly pointed out, Seema, like security is also equally important, and it can be very simple to make your app secure, and it can become very complicated also. But you should take care of few basic points like authentication is the primary thing. It is the most important security checkpoint, we can say, and the partner must at least know some basic techniques like token passing and single sign-on. It should be ready for learning new things which are upcoming, like authentication through biometrics. The partner should be kind of technology ready for acquiring new, learning new things and integrating them in the app. And he should be sound, he should be technologically sound in the traditional approaches too. Now when it comes to data security, and when we are accessing resources outside the app, like network resources, like we are sending data over the wire. So as I said in my earlier slide, the partner should be very experienced in securely integrating with backend systems. So he should know all the basic secure techniques to pass data over the wire. One basic advice can be the external communication should happen through a single data link layer. So ideally the application should have a separate data link layer which takes care of all communications with the outside world in a secure way. And the partner should have good knowledge about encryption. So data encryption is very important, and the partner should know what, when, and how to encrypt, because over encryption may hamper performance, which is again a key factor, and under encryption may leave doors open. So that is another thing. So you should have a good balance. When it comes to data or which is locally stored, now that can also can be a security loophole, because every application in all the major platforms like in iOS or Android or in Windows platforms, they run into their own containers or sandbox, what they call. And whenever we want to store data outside, like on an SD card or something like that, we should be really careful, because that is the area which other applications can access. So there also we should take care that we encrypt the data, and whatever is crucial, whatever is sensitive, we should encrypt. Other things which can be made public, we can store as without it clear text or in non-encrypted format, because again, over encryption can be encryption and decryption can become an overhead and hamper the performance.
Thank you, Dinesh. I think this was very important, and obviously once a customer has their peace of mind when the data is secured, I'm going to touch the topic that you just mentioned about having good graphic designers and people who can visualize the end user functionality. So from technical side of it, let's move a little bit into what does one need to look into the partner? Do they really understand the user experience? So I have a few samples here, and I'm going to explain very briefly about them. The first sample here is a fitness tracking app that our company has built for a startup company in the healthcare domain. And just to look at it, basically what it is a dashboard displaying the key metrics in a visually appealing manner. So this is now front end of the product, and it's very important that the partner has ability to visualize the functionality, the logic behind the behind this app. And here are just a few examples how these are represented in a very small real estate of either tablet or a cell phone. The other important part is all the users, most of the users who are using mobile apps don't have much time. So it's not about making an app richer, but also keeping it simple, so it doesn't have a higher learning curve and doesn't take too long to do the function, whatever the task is. So everybody's sort of challenged with the task, right? So for example, a running app, I think the person is challenging himself or herself with a running goal, running objective. And how do that person do? Because maintaining an app is not their business. Running is what they're interested in. So how do they do that without, taking too long to learn how to use an app? At the same time, get to their goal. So, a team definitely needs to know how to really visualize the app functionality and the logic behind the app. So here are some examples that I have. Moving on to the next topic that we were concerned in my earlier slide when I had showed 10 important points. One of the things was communication. I think when we say that a company is running their business but someone else is actually creating their app, how does that communication work? Most of the times you need to look into a process-oriented, obviously, partner who can manage the project very well with different techniques. Agile development is a fabulous way of working with a customer, and in this what companies do is they create sprints. So every 2 weeks or every 1 week or every 3 weeks, a little more frequent, I would say, share the app with the customer, let them have a live experience with the customer and get feedback right away. So there are some methods of working with the partner and the customer for a sort of a quicker turnaround process. So there are some basics of how to make sure that there are no gaps in the communication since the projects are very fast. Moving into the next area, one of the areas that most of our startups and customers are requiring nowadays to do is my partner nimble and agile? Will they understand my evolving product, my roadmap? How will they change? How will they change their working style quickly to respond to my needs? So definitely a partner needs to be able to understand the business of the customer, and then scaling of resources whenever there is a need of maybe there's a need of a subject matter expert. Are we able to do that? So that's what both the parties are looking into. One of the last 2 points that I had was the most important one was is my partner innovative? What does partner do as their main core business? Do they have any expertise in software development? Have they taken their own products to market? I think this is a big advantage for any company. On the slide that you see, I've listed some of Harbinger's our own products that are out in the market, and they're in e-learning area. They're, our company's product line is focused into learning. So these are interactive products, these are software products, and if a company has gone through these life cycles of product and have products in the market, it's a huge advantage for any customer to consider such a partner. So another aspect is my partner ready to scale up, and this really means infrastructure. As far as Harbinger is concerned, we have a 500+ staff. We have different offices, different talent in the company, talent consisting of solution architects, business analysts, project managers. Other aspect is we are multi-location, so the head office is in India, and the on-site presence, that means in the US and around actually the world, is over 10 offices. Rather, our employees are working with our customers in different places. our U.S. head office is in Redmond, and that's where I am based in, Redmond, Washington. And we also have an office in Fremont to serve our customers in the U.S. So moving quickly into John's sort of area here, and I want to actually ask John here, when you chose Harbinger, or when you were looking for technology partner, did this question come to your mind, and how did you overcome this, John? How to trust a partner?
It always comes to mind, and I go with my gut a lot, but it came, and we interviewed each other a couple of times, as well as other providers, before we made our decision. So it was discussing the roadmap and seeing what your thoughts were on our idea and our development plan, and it just felt like the right fit. So I mean, you have to feel comfortable with who you're going to do business with, and we did that, and we chose Harbinger. So
very good.
You guys put us at ease.
And obviously, how did you even think? Harbinger obviously has worked in different domains, but the thing is, how would you know if your partner is going to understand your customers?
We didn't really know in the outset that you were going to understand our customers. We just knew that you understood our vision and our delivery. You began to feed us back ideas of how we could even enhance the direction that we already had. We were confident enough, and as any business should be, that you know your own market. It was more so that you understood our message and delivered that appropriately, and developed that vision appropriately. So you inherently understood our end users by understanding us.
Right. Very good. Very good. I think this is great. We're almost towards the end of the webinar, but before everybody gets off, I wanted to announce some special offers today just for this webinar. And John's been very gracious, and he's actually offered a 1-month free subscription of Contractors Aid's app. And it's a fabulous app. You can actually creatively use it. You don't have to own a construction company, or you don't have to even be construction people or telecom people, and use it very creatively, the same app, to do something that you do every day. And we have a raffle winner. Mandar actually wrote to me just now from the attendees, and our raffle winner for this free subscription, John, is Henry Pan. I hope he's online to hear this. And congratulations, Henry, and you have won a 1-month free subscription of Contractors Aid app. You can go to Contractors Aid website and download the app, and also write to John at Contractors Aid and get the free free subscription for the month. And if you can give feedback to John, that'll be great. I think every I'm sure founder would love to have feedback from customers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There is another special offer we have from Harbinger, and that is for an hour of free consultation for mobile app development. It is by Harbinger, obviously, and it is offered to all attendees today to schedule a meeting with us. Write to us and come up with your questions, queries. It doesn't matter if you award the contract to us or to anybody else. This webinar is mainly to share our experience and knowledge with you. So it is a free consultation by us, and Dinesh also will be involved in consulting in this hour of meeting. So write to me if you would like to avail and schedule a meeting with us, seema@harbingergroup.com, and we'll appreciate any feedback that you have, or any questions or any concerns that you face while choosing a mobility partner I think it will enrich our experience, and we will be able to take care of customers well and in a better way. So thank you, and now we're moving into Q&A. Mandar, if you have any Q&As that people have written in chat, definitely share with us. Again, all the Q&A that we have and some of the FAQs, the standard FAQs that we see, we're going to share with all the attendees through email. And also the recording of the webinar will be available for all of us, and you can forward the recording if any of your colleagues are not able to join us today. If anybody has questions, I'm going to look into my chat box really quickly and see if there are any. Until Mandar looks at the chat box, I am going to just start with a standard question that we always face. The first thing that anybody's interested in doing mobile apps, they ask us is how experienced is Harbinger actually? We say all these good things, that your partner needs to be experienced and all these things. So how many years of experience Harbinger has? Instead of me answering it, I'm going to ask Dinesh to respond to this. Dinesh, would you like to take and share your knowledge about how much experience we have, what kind of apps we have provided to some of our customers? Dinesh.
Okay, Seema, thanks. We have been in this space at least for the last 5 years. We were doing some research before that, but we are active from 5 years in mobile app development, and we have developed for multiple domains like healthcare, like travel, like insurance, etc. So sports apps, and coming to the skill sets, maybe what all we have, like you said, or what all expertise do we have. Like we have done various projects on different platforms like iOS, Android, Windows Phone, BlackBerry, native apps, hybrid apps. Thus, we have a very strong skill set encapsulating Java, Objective-C, .NET. For hybrid apps, we have used for hybrid apps, and also for mobile apps websites, we have used technologies like HTML5 and CSS, JavaScript. For cross-platform applications, we have used frameworks like PhoneGap, MonoDroid, jQuery. So we have covered a vast area. We have a very good reach, and we have a wide skill set. So.
Oh, excellent.
Experience.
Excellent, Dinesh. There is another question that we have here is how do you handle IP of your customer? And like you said earlier that some of our customers or businesses have patents. How do a partner actually take care of that? IP. Yeah. So mainly from security side, safety, confidentiality. Do we use any tools besides the contract signings and besides the legality or legal documentation? Do we protect the IP of our customer, and how?
Yeah. So as far as the code is concerned, if we are doing development in our environment, then we have a very secured network, and we have very strict kind of policies, regular security audits, so that we protect the customer's code. If we are developing in their environment, then we obviously have a VPN access and develop in their environment, so the code is always protected. We regularly have IT audits, security audits, as I said, so that an eye on what data is coming in and going out of the organization.
Okay, very good. I think, yeah, very good. I think that's definitely important from customer view. Any other questions, Mandar, you have, or otherwise what we'll do is we will basically take questions in emails if people have questions later on.
Most of them are similar ones, so that I think we will cover it in the Q&A document that will publish because of the time constraint.
Okay, I think that is very good. So I'm moving on to the last slide of thank you. Thank you everybody who attended, first of all, the webinar. Give us your thoughts, write to us. Thank you, Dinesh. Very good insights on technical aspects of mobile mobility. John, thank you very much for everything that you have shared with our audience. I think it was very helpful. We understand that choosing a mobility partner, a technology partner is very important. It's different than choosing a software vendor, and it's something more than the software vendor. And we appreciate everybody's attendance. Thank you, everybody. And you have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.